What up, YouTube muscly folks? Welcome to today's video. This is a deload workout for me, so the weights will be light, just focusing on form, letting my body recover, letting the food do its thing. Speaking of which, I am on a lean bulk type program right now in terms of my food and my workouts. So I'm trying to put on the lean muscle. Those of you who watch the channel may notice that relative to other guys who lift weights all the time, I'm a pretty small dude. I'm like 168 in this video, and this is like the heaviest I've been in a long time. I am 37, so originally when I was a young kid, I was like the kind of guy that was 135, like at 5'11". So I'm like a skinny dude, all along. I was the kind of person that I was on the track team, running long distances, killing it at that kind of sport. I played some soccer and that kind of thing. Ultimately, though, I've never been like a big, muscly dude, puts on muscles really easily. I have like really small, narrow wrists. I have like bad insertion points for muscle gain. So I'm comparable to, if that's the type of person your body is, things that work on me are liable possibly to work on you, But for me, I also have the ability to get real fat. Sometimes I've had some injuries and other things that have made me get really fat, and I've had to like lose weight to get out of being fat. I've also made myself fat on purpose, dirty bulking, when I was in college. And based on my experiences with dirty bulking, even though I don't do it anymore, I'm 37. I don't need to be that much. I don't have to be the muscliest guy in the world for any particular reason. So, putting up with being like, super fat for like a period of time just to put on crazy amounts of muscle, it's not worth it for me anymore, probably the rest of my life, But that said, I do always try and lean bulk, and I try to, push the limits and see where the lines are on that as much as I can, by doing really careful calorie level experiments. And, the previous dirty bulks I'd done were in college, where I would just I didn't know anything about fitness. I didn't have MyFitnessPal. I couldn't sit here count calories all day, so I just went to the buffet at my college, and I just ate, 6 or 7 trays of food. I mean, it was crazy. And then I went and lifted weights with my friends who used to be football players, so they were showing me what to do. This was when I was 17, 18, whatever. Or no, I guess 19, 20, because I was in college. But I got up to 190, 200 pounds, and then I went on a hard diet, just tuna fish. That's what you did back then, tuna fish and nothing else. I just ate heaps of tuna fish and drank alcohol a lot. That's probably my other calories. I don't drink anymore, but I did when I was 22, whatever. And I slashed down to if I recall, it was 155, and I was looking pretty darn ripped for a random dude, at that weight in college or whatever. Fast forward, I maintained some of that weight training with maintenance workouts when I lived in Los Angeles in my 20s, but then in the 30s I went on tour, lost all my muscle mass, injured my back, and then from a standpoint of being 135 again, I blew up to 225, just pure fat. So from there I lifted weights, and I think that was kind of another dirty bulk, is that I lifted weights without changing my diet while I was fat, and I allowed myself to, deadlift, squat, bench, everything, blah, blah, blah. My weight didn't change for 6 months. Then I went on a diet, and at the end of the diet, I was 155. Since then, I've been lean bulking, at 3,000, 3,500 for 3 years, and now I'm 168. Just by increasing the amount of food a little bit each time, and going on short diets. So right now I'm on a bulk. I'm eating 3,600 calories a day. I'm going to go up to probably 3,700. I've been doing this for 2 months. I've gone up on the scale technically 2 pounds above the highest point I was at my last bulk. I feel like you have to use the highest point because that means all your water weight's in, because you can drain your water weight out and drop 8 or 9 pounds just by not eating enough in one day. But or picking the weird time of the day to measure your weight. But ultimately it's come to a point where 15 pounds over 3 years, I think that's a pretty reasonably good pace for somebody not on steroids, who's kind of a bad background in terms of their insertion points and wrists and everything for muscle gain. And I've been doing it through that sort of reverse dieting process all along, going up and trying something for 8 or so weeks and see how it goes. and then doing maybe a 2 week diet, and then starting over and doing it again, and just continually doing that to make sure that I don't really put on significant fat stores at any particular point. You know what I'm saying? This is the way what my experience has been over many, many years in terms of trying to become from skinny to swole. Like, comment, and subscribe. Peace out, y'all. Appreciate every last bit of your time.
Struggle Cam.